Yo, what's going on, everybody? My name is Retros. Welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be talking about something. 2021 was a very interesting year for me. I know last year I made a games I played in 2020 tier list, but I actually didn't play that many games for 2021. What most of my time was taken up was by anime. I watched a lot of anime in 2021. So today, I decided, hey, let's make a tier list about them. My friend Kevin JSI made a tier list over on his channel. That link will be in the description or card at the top of the video somewhere. I don't know. I don't have as many as him, but I do have a bit varied of what I did watch. So let's just get right into the tier list. Please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. I'm saying this before the video in case my anime hot takes are too garbage. So let's get right into this. So to start off, we have BNA. So this is an anime that I just kind of found on Netflix one day, and I binged in an entire car ride. I actually kind of enjoyed it. I watched it in dub because I didn't know at the time how to change from dub to sub on Netflix. I actually didn't know you could. I've never watched anime on Netflix before. So BNA, in terms of all of these anime right here, I'd probably have to say it was B tier. I mean, it was 12 episodes, so it was kind of some parts were rushed and other parts just took a bit too long, and it was really just episode problem. It wasn't anything too special, so it was pretty average in terms of anime, but the animation style was good. I like some of the characters, and the final fight was also very interesting with the villain. I mean, the villain was incredibly predictable. I just enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. So up next, we have Burn the Witch. Now, the thing about Burn the Witch is it's only 3 episodes, so it's an hour long. It's in the same universe as Bleach, apparently, but it doesn't feel like it. It's kind of a similar art style. I don't know who animated it. I think it's the same studio. I think it's the same studio as the people who did Bleach. But it's actually not that bad. I'd probably give it a C tier simply because there's not enough. I wish there was more. It's 3 episodes, like I said. It leaves you on a complete cliffhanger. And for me, it made me... But what we got was really thin. There wasn't that much. So in terms of everything else this year, it's just a bit below average, which is upsetting because I really enjoyed it. Cells at Work. This was a very interesting anime because I heard a lot about it from years prior, but I never actually got to watching it until this year, and I actually enjoyed it. I found myself laughing every episode. And it's actually educational. It's pretty good. I mean, the characters are enjoyable. They each have their own distinct personalities, and their personalities surprisingly fit what their counterpart is. I mean, the main characters are red and white blood cells, and they kind of act how you would imagine a red and white blood cell would. I'm gonna put it in A tier. It was honestly pretty good. Next is Demon Slayer. Here's the thing. I enjoy Demon Slayer. I'm watching the new arc. I've seen the movie. I really enjoyed the first season. I've read all the manga. It's fantastic. However, I think it is extremely overrated. It is extremely overrated as a series. Is it as good as people hyped it up to be? Sort of. I don't know. For me, I'm gonna have to put it in B tier. I mean, I really thought this show was fantastic. I really thought this show was something special. And it really is good. I think the problem with Demon Slayer right now is that it hasn't gotten to the later arcs, because all we've seen is the first season and Mugen Train. And Mugen Train is when things start to get pretty good, and then the arc we're in right now, the Entertainment District arc, is when things start to get a bit better. from here on out, it only is going to get better. Just the problem is, we need to get there. So for season 1 is all I'm counting. I'm not going to count the movie with it. I'm just going to count season 1 as itself. Season 1's just mid. I said it. Season 1 is mid. And from one hot anime idea to the next, we're going Fire Force. I mean, look at me. I am a huge Fire Force fan. I love this series with all my heart. Oh my gosh. It's probably one of the best anime I've seen this year, and maybe one of my favorites of all time. Easy S tier for me. Easy S tier. There is so much bias behind this. I love this series so much. I love this so much. There's so much bias behind Fire Force. I mean, it's by the same guy who made Soul Eater, which is one of my top animes. I really like that series. So, both seasons 1 and 2 of Fire Force were super hype. The music, the sound design is great. The characters are funny. The action is really cool. I mean, it's just a great anime. It's amazing. I binged the entire series in like a week, and I can't say that I regret it. It's just super, super good. And is it better than Demon Slayer? I would say so. I don't know how anyone else would say, but I think Fire Force is Fire Force is so good. And yes, like I said, there's amazing amounts of bias behind this. I got the sweatshirt. It's not officially licensed, but I don't care. It's still cool, and I wear it all the time. So, good job, Fire Force. You're our first S tier. And going from a top tier to a bottom tier, we have Girlfriend. I watched this anime out of sheer curiosity, and I regret every second of it. It is going straight in F tier. It was so bad. It was so bad. Oh my gosh. I regret watching this anime. The characters were unfunny. The romance was bad. It was just, the animation was the only good thing it had going for it. It was not bad to look at. It was bad to listen to. I hated every single character's voice. The plot is stupid. It's so bad. I've closed it out of my brain. I think it is my lowest rated anime on my anime list. It was just so bad. So, F tier you go, get out of my sight. Next up, we have Goblin Slayer. It's a pretty good anime. I watched it again. Most of these I watch out of curiosity. So, for this one, I'm going to put you in C tier. I felt like season 1 again was kind of lacking, and this also did have a movie, but I'm not counting the movie with it. The movie also really didn't add much to the plot. It's good. I think we're getting a second season. I'm not 100% sure. I wouldn't understand why. I don't know what else they could add. For what it is, it's pretty good. The main character is awesome, and all the side characters really help build each other up, because he doesn't really do it too much until like the last couple episodes. And then the last fight's also really cool. I like all the character development it got going right at the very end. So, I mean, it's a C tier anime. Again, below everything up top, but everything, the rest on this list, actually, I can't say that. Not everything is better than Girlfriend on this list. Next up, we have Gotta High School. The animation just looked cool, which is why I watched it. And honestly, this is a top B tier anime. Super confusing. I didn't really understand what was going on, but cool fighting moves were coming out, and the animation looked sick. That's all I care about. It satisfies my simple brain. But from the story I did grasp, it was actually very interesting. I enjoyed all the characters. The final fight was probably one of the best out of everything on this list. And I just really enjoyed watching this anime. I mean, there is nothing much else I could say about it. It was just really good. I hope the second season comes out, because apparently there's a lot more of what the material is to go off of, but I don't know if that'll ever happen. I might just go and read it. Next, we have Haikyu. I watched this off a recommendation from a friend, and I was very shaky because Haikyu fans are very weird people. Not all of them. Most of them are pretty okay. But again, anime has the problem of it being a small minority of people with very interesting opinions. With Haikyu, they ship every guy with every guy. So that really turns a possible fan like me away. But I mean, the series was really good. I was fairly surprised. Season 1 built the characters very well. Season 2 just kept things rolling. Season 3 was amazing, and Season 4 was not as amazing as Season 3, but it was better than 2 and 1. And now we're getting Season 5 in 2022, so I'm very excited for that reason. It's just going to go in A tier. I mean, it was missing a couple things, and at some points it was very predictable, but I mean, for what we got, it was just very good. It's going to go above Cells at Work, but it is a huge time commitment. It took me about a month to watch all 4 seasons. I guess watch at your discretion, but like, it's really good, and I don't regret it. Next up, we have High Rise Invasion. For High Rise, I think I'm gonna put it in D tier. It's our first D tier. It's so unsatisfying. Everything that happens in this show was just so... It felt so empty. It didn't feel like there was a purpose behind it. It only felt like it was just trying to keep a already... It was an interesting plot, but the characters didn't really have life in them except one, and I'm sure everyone knows who that one is when they think of High Rise Invasion. It's the best character, Sniper Mask. It's just such... It was just so bland. There was nothing really special about it. There was nothing... And the problem is, I thought this was going to be a one-and-done season. No, apparently we're getting a Season 2. But the problem is, I don't know if I'm going to watch Season 2. I only might watch it just to see how it ends. But I don't care for any of the characters. I don't care for the plot. It's just... It was just boring. It was simply just boring. But next up, we have Jujutsu Kaisen. I really like Jujutsu Kaisen. I thought it was very interesting, and I think the idea behind it was really cool. It probably has some of my favorite characters out of any of the bottom animes right here. For that reason, I'm gonna put it up in A tier. I did think it was better than Demon Slayer. Surprisingly, the hype around this anime, it actually delivered for me. I really enjoyed it, and it actually made me go read the manga, which is amazing, and I love it, which makes me even more excited for Season 2. You go, Jujutsu Kaisen, you lived up to the hype, unlike, you know, Season 1 of Demon Slayer, but that's okay. Demon Slayer will get better, in my heart. I know, you can't mess it up. Everything is there for you. Just do it, please. I'm praying. But Jujutsu Kaisen's really good. Again, I like the characters, I like the music. The animation is fantastic. The villains are very likable, and so are the heroes. It's just great overall. Next up, we have Kaguya-Sama. And now Kaguya-Sama is easily another S tier anime. I laughed every single episode. It is that perfect balance of funny and awkward at the same time. All the characters just mold so well together, and the situations are surprisingly very relatable. I really like the animation too. I think that really loops everything together. And there's a narrator in this anime, and he's probably, if you count him as a character, he's probably one of my favorite characters, just because he just does not care, and so he delivers it so forward. It really just like brings the anime all together into making it an S tier for me. I mean, again, it's hilarious. I'm super excited for it to finish this year. Next up, we have Kakegurui. This is immediately going in F tier, simply because it is the only anime this year I could say I didn't finish. And the reason it's on this list is because I need to talk about why I hate it. There's a problem that I have with the anime that really doesn't come up in anything else, and is that it is so visually intense. I don't think I can describe any of the scenes, but what I'm figuring it out is I am the only one who thinks this way about the anime. All of my friends who recommended me the show adore it. They love it. I just can't get behind it. I think it's an interesting idea. The characters are cool, I guess, but it's just so much on the eyes. Like, there's so much fan servicey stuff going on. I don't even know if I could call it fan. It's horny. That's all it is. It's just horny gambling, and I hate it. It's not interesting. That's not an interesting idea. It really isn't. Moving on. Next we have Komi Can't Communicate. It took a while to get good and for me to really like it, but in the end, I mean, I'd put this at the bottom of A tier. It's just really, really good. I enjoy the characters. I enjoy the situations. And again, the thing that I like about it is the same thing I like about Kaguya-Sama. It's very relatable. The romance in it feels like it could just be anyone else's, like, crush that they have on someone, or like it's just a relationship in general with their friends or whatever. And I really like that about the anime. It brings it more down to earth. And I like, I guess it sounds weird, I like being able to connect myself somewhat to the show. Also, I think the animation is just very, very fun to watch. And it can be very funny at some times, just from Komi's and Tadano's awkwardness. But I think that just sells it more for me. Next up, we have Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro. I didn't know what I was getting myself into when I watched this series. I saw the clips on YouTube and I want to watch it, and then I ended up really liking it. So, I don't think I like it as much as I do with S or A tier. I think it's gonna go right here. Right here. I know Season 2 is coming out soon, and that makes me very excited. But I just really enjoyed this anime. I don't really know why. I just thought it was funny. Nagatoro was really interesting, and so was Paisen. I mean, their relationship obviously made the anime, and then Nagatoro's friends I thought were annoying, but I mean, they had their moments of being funny. It was just a really good rom-com anime. I mean, there's nothing more to say about it. Go watch Nagatoro. Just do it. It'll be worth it. It's very interesting, but it'll be worth it in the end. Next up, we have Rising of a Shield Hero. Again, this is another S tier anime. Oh my gosh, I love this show so much. This Fire Force and Jujutsu Kaisen are the three action anime I recommend to anyone who just wants to get into, like, the action-y, like, I guess, shonen type of anime. The characters are great, the animation is beautiful, the fight scenes are interesting, the villains are super hateable, which I love because that's what they should be for this show. And, I mean, the main characters are fantastic. The trio works really well together. And, obviously, they have their funny comical moments, but other than that, it just ties everything together really well and turns itself into a perfect anime. I'm excited again with all the S and A tiers. I'm excited for their season 2 or their future seasons when they come out. I'm just super excited for what's to come for this show. Next up, we have Sirius the Jaegar. It was just an interesting concept to me. It wasn't anything too special. I mean, another Netflix show. But for that, I mean, it's just going to be C tier. I thought the action was mediocre. The story kind of left itself on a cliffhanger, which I don't really like because I felt like it could have been explained a lot more. And they teased a lot in the first season that they don't really build on. So it just kind of left me feeling empty and unsatisfied at the end. So, I mean, it's just going to go in C tier for me. Top of C tier, though, because I did enjoy it a lot more than I did Goblin Slayer or Burn the Witch. Next up, we have Takt OP Destiny. I like this show. I really do. The animation is fantastic. It is made by both MAPPA and Madhouse, which are the people who made Jujutsu Kaisen and One Punch Man. So both of those studios are fantastic at what they do. So the show was great to look at. The characters were really enjoyable. But I have one problem with this show that is making me decide, like, argue with myself where I should put it. Is that it was the whole point of the show was to market a gacha game. Gacha is basically just gambling. It was to promote a gambling game. And it makes me so upset because I totally want a season 2 from this. It leaves itself on such a cliffhanger that could be perfect for a season 2. But they're not gonna do it. I know they're not gonna do it. There's no way they would do it. It doesn't make sense. They would just put it in the gacha game, and they would end up making millions of dollars off of how good it's gonna be. But I like this show too much. I really do. The comedy is good. The sad parts are they're not extremely sad, but they're enough to get the tears. They're enough to get the tears ready to roll down my face, but not like our next anime. So it's just gonna go top of B tier. It's gonna go top of B tier. Next up is Violet Evergarden. S tier, best anime I've watched all year. Better than Fire Force. Oh my gosh, I cried every single episode. I love every single character. It's just fantastic. It is just a fantastic show. I love it so much. I cannot wait to watch the movies. I am fully expecting myself to cry my eyes out again. Fantastic. I mean, it's my PC background. I have it as my PC background right now. I love this show so much. Easily the best anime I've watched all year, no question. Sadly, Bringing Up the Rear is not as good as a show, or I guess an anime. I've been calling it both the entire video. Is Yasuke. I thought it was a pretty interesting concept about, I guess, the history of Yasuke being the first black samurai. But obviously, it can't just be a regular historical anime. It has to somehow be science fiction. So there's magic, there's demons, there's mech suits. It really just ruined it for me, and even though it was 6 episodes, it was very lackluster. It wasn't interesting, it was very boring. I didn't like it a single bit. I wish it was better, I really do, but it just was not that good. And that's it for my list. I mean, it's a pretty understandable list well, not understandable. It's a pretty controversial list. I guess the 3 anime I would recommend the most out of it would probably be Violet Evergarden, Fire Force, and Kaguya-Sama. If you go watch any of those, you are in for a fantastic treat. Or just watch anything on the list. But what are some of your ideas on the anime I had on here? Just leave a comment down below. Let me know if my opinions are 100% correct or I am stupid and wrong. I'll read and respond to every single one of those comments, I guess. But yeah, remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, and have a great day, everyone. Bye.